Hello and welcome, DeathbringerDraws here, and today we are starting something that I am quite excited about. We are starting a new series called Wings of Fire, The Art of War. And yes, this is a reference to Sun Tzu, The Art of War, but that doesn't matter. Basically, quick breakdown, it is going to be about dragons battling. I mean, what else? It's going to be it's going to be me rereading the books and specifically marking down how dragons fight. And I'm going to have a big analyzation in the end. I am currently reading book 2 first because I don't have book 1. I lent it to a friend. So chapter 2, which would be book 2, is coming out first, and I will bring with it all the different kind of military strategies and how dragons conduct war in that book. As well as I'll add things to the overview, and once I've reread all the books, I will make a video on the overview, which is just how dragons all over the world, dragons all over their world conduct war. So, first off, for this episode, I want to talk about a character that is possibly the most powerful character in Wings of Fire that was not an animus. And by animus, of course, I mean, you know who. I mean Darkstalker. Darkstalker is the one character who I think is more powerful than this one. But, besides that, it's probably also a character that none of you have ever really heard of, or if you have, you haven't considered them the most powerful. Mostly because of how they ended up dying. The character that we'll be taking a look at appears in one of the Winglet's books, and pretty much nowhere else, and is assassinated by Deathbringer in his short story. Now, some of you will know this. The character is named Tempest. They are a Seawing. They're the Seawing commander for Blister, for the war, at least the beginning of it, and they were set up to organize alliances between the Mudwings, the Seawings, and all that. Now, you may be thinking, this doesn't seem too powerful, right? It doesn't seem like this is very different from just any other commander. The thing is, she was quoted in the book, if I remember correctly, as being as large as Morrowseer, as fierce as Burn, and as smart as Blister. Do you know how incredible that is? It's essentially if you were to combine Burn and Blister and make them a general. That is amazingly powerful. Not only that, but they're smart. As in, like, they don't just want bloodshed. They were thinking of making a peace accord with the other tribes because they were gathering up the Mudwings and the Seawings, as well as, I think, another military. And she was going to request that the rest of them just surrender because they had such a big military. And that's just amazing. And they obviously fought on front line because not only did they have the big trident, but also they have a burn mark. Meaning, yes, they fight in battle, so they're combat trained. And they had a really good reputation with Queen Coral, and they had a good reputation with Blister. And, well, what else? I can't really describe how pretty much this dragon is a perfect military leader. Perfect. It's just the best. They are good at organization too, because of the Blister parts of it. They're good at combat strategizing. They're just incredible. And it's so sad to me that Deathbringer ended up assassinating them in his book, because they were taking a retreat because they had gotten wounded, they were healing, they were planning out new stuff with the Mudwings, and the Nightwing sent in Deathbringer to kill her because otherwise the war would have stopped. They knew this. This dragon is powerful enough to have been able to stop the war early. And I mean early. At least comparatively to when it did stop. It would have been like 7 years earlier. That's amazing. I kind of at a loss for words for this character. And, well, not only that, but they had the Seawings by their side, and the Seawings are pretty good to have as allies, and so are the Mudwings, especially because of their close proximity to the Sky Kingdom, and how the Seawings literally, save for the Summer Palace, the Seawings were all completely untouchable without use of animus magic, and they were the ones that had the animus magic. And the only reason the Deathbringer was able to kill... Well, okay, take a step back. You may be thinking, alright Deathbringer, but why... Well, funny. Alright, but why... How did Deathbringer get them then? Why does that make them most powerful? If they're that smart, why did they let themselves get assassinated? They didn't. Why would they let themselves get assassinated? That's not what... No. There are two reasons to me that this character did not survive. One, which fits better with the lore. It's not my personal headcanon. It's not my personal belief of what it is, but it fits in with Wings of Fire lore, and it kind of would explain why this character isn't mentioned as much later. And that's mainly that they weren't actually as powerful as they claimed. They were not as smart as Blister, but they definitely were bigger and stronger than Burn, quite possibly. Even then, though, they still would have room to get assassinated. It would still fit in. It would work. But my personal theory about this, the way that I see it, is that Deathbringer has extreme plot armor because everyone loves Deathbringer. And I like Deathbringer a lot, but I don't like this. I think personally that they gave Deathbringer the main character ability to be able to pull it off. I do not think that if Tempest were real, that would have happened. Because they had so many guards, they had well-trained guards, they were them. Also, it's Tempest we're talking about here. So I doubt extremely that Deathbringer would have been able to kill Tempest. But it happened probably again because Deathbringer has plot armor. That's, again, my guess. I don't know. You can have your own opinions about it, but that's mine. And, besides that, I don't think there's anything else that I really want to talk about for this, so... You know, sad to see that Tempest was such an underused character that died so quickly. It really... I cannot overstate how powerful this dragon's potential was. It's... like, it sent a shiver down my spine just now. Anyways. So, I think that should be enough for the first episode. Switching back to the cover. This will be the first in what I plan to be a rather large series, and this will mix in with the practical headcanon, which it'll kind of mix in. It's a similar theme. But another little rundown on the Art of War. Basically, this is not going to be a theory. This is not a what-if series. This is fact, at least as far as Wings of Fire is concerned. This is all going to be canon. None of this is going to be made up. I'm going to review the books themselves. I'm going to read them again, and I'm going to note down all the different things that they mention. None of it's going to be improvised. None of it is going to be unconfirmed. And none of it's going to go against stuff because it's like, oh, I think they would do this. No, it's all going to be what the books are. This does not mean that it is what I would want real Dragon Warfare to be like, or what it would really be like, but it's what it is. But it is what it is like in Wings of Fire. All right, I will be reading both the books and then their corresponding graphic novels, just for reference. And I think that about wraps up what this video has to cover. So, I guess I'll see you in the next one.